If corporations cared so much about diversity and inclusion, they should focus on hiring older workers. In Australia, we have a terrible problem with discrimination against older workers. We rank poorly in the OECD against comparable countries in our mature age employment rate. By comparison, New Zealand has a mature aged employment rate of 76.1% against 62.4%. But unfortunately, in all the talk about inclusion and diversity that you'll hear from the corporate world, you'll hear little about this subject. That's because, like so many other ideas, they're spouting the ideas of a long-dead philosopher. In this case, that philosopher is intersectional feminism. So this is why you're seeing corporations focus an enormous amount of energy on wage gaps, unconscious bias training, focusing on the sexy issues of race, sexuality, and gender. Meanwhile, in their own companies, there's active discrimination against older workers. Many older workers find that they are forced into early retirement, being first up for redundancies whenever they go round. This is a serious problem. With an ageing population, we need a higher participation rate for our older workers. It's unfair that a person over the age of 45 or 50 finds themselves unemployable, even though they have skills and experience in their particular industry. I would recommend that rather than virtue signalling, big corporations need to check what's going on in their own house and fix up. Mature age workers have an awful lot to contribute. For a big chunk of my working life, I was a disability employment consultant. I know the discrimination that older workers receive. I've seen it, and something needs to be done. It's not that being more inclusive of women, people of different races or sexuality is unimportant, but these are societal trends that are happening anyway. We need to do something about the discrimination against older workers.